Okay, so we're going to kick this off, hopefully before the 3D printers start their next run, and it's so loud you can't even hear yourself think. But so I just got done unboxing something I picked up on eBay, um, and it kind of got me thinking on the start of a channel. I mean, it's something that I wanted to do again for at least a decade now, and just haven't really had the opportunity to do so, or taken the opportunity really. Um, there's so many things on the back burner, and one of those things is hardware, repurposing your hardware. What to do with your old machine. I know in the years that I worked in computer repair, one of the big things was we get people coming in the store. Do you guys take these things? These old computers and that kind of thing. Essentially, like what would amount to e-waste. And a lot of times we did. That got to be insane, really. I mean, because we had storage units and storage units full of it. You couldn't throw it away. I mean, you have this e-waste and anything containing chemicals known by the state of California to cause cancer and other reproductive harm. The ROHS compliance thing back in 2006, and I've been doing this a long time. So a big part of that was recycling those old CRT monitors, TVs, and what have you. I'm sure now you see them on the side of the road, and people dumping them at this point. But what to do with some of that stuff? What to do with all of your old components, your old computers, your old tech? And when I have a pile of it here, I mean, you have these old tablets. What to do with those? So they're just they don't run the way that they did when you got them. These old netbooks, the old Chromebook, that old laptop. You see these old Acer computer towers. They're ancient. They have 5 1/4 drive bays. Nobody uses that anymore. We're even phasing out the 3.5 inch. Everything is getting smaller. So I mean, I'll cover things like this workstation, which is that's the natural direction everything's taken. I mean, you see the level of performance coming out of a workstation like this in a much smaller form factor that I used to see typically in a full-size desktop computer, with say 5 1/4 drive bays, and I had a bunch of internal hard drive slots, and of course a lot of it just sounded like an airplane taking off. I mean, I remember having a 9-bay server tower, essentially. Ran SCSI drives in it. It was huge, and it literally sounded like a jet engine taking off. And it had a bunch of 120 millimeter fans in it, and of course, the second you push that power switch, it roared to life, and you couldn't even hear yourself think. And now we're down to something like this. But what to do with this stuff when it reaches end of life? How to repurpose these things into things that, not for lack of a better thing, but are just as effective and just as good as they were the day you bought them, and sometimes even better. And that's made possible through distributions like Linux and things like that. So one of the things I'll be covering is how to install these distributions, some of their features and that sort of thing. When you look over on sites like DistroWatch, where they have the top 100, so I figure, well, why not run a little series on how to install these things and how to set them up, the features, so that people who are interested, they first off, they they know how to install these things themselves. And that's the big challenge, where to obtain the drivers, and how to set it up, a desktop environment. And there's a lot of things that are that would be new to your average Windows or Mac user. So to kind of demystify those things will be the purpose of this channel. So how to install these things to the bare metal to run what they call a live CD, or at this day and age it's from live media like a USB or even SD media. You see these little micro SD cards, and I was thrilled years ago when I could install something like Puppy Linux or Mepis or something like that, the size of something like even a 256 megabyte SD card or compact flash or something like that, which I have tons of that stuff laying around, and I kind of like to apologize. It's 4th of July weekend, so we have a regular jamboree. So apologize for the noise. There's not are we done now? Okay. Well, they're celebrating their independence, and well, you can celebrate your digital independence by at least trying, one of these new operating systems on that old piece of hardware. It's no risk, because look, it's something that you were probably going to throw in the trash anyway, or you're going to take it to that computer repair and be like, look, you guys take these things, because I really, they give me hell for it, if I put it in the garbage. I know when I was working computer repair and had old CRT monitor and stuff, our garbage company, they weren't too fond of me, having computer towers and tons of this stuff that I'd be tossing out on the regular. But there was no way to collect it at that. Even at present, we have a real dilemma, and mainly in the area of these things. Each one of these contains a lithium battery, and of course it's sitting in a landfill somewhere. Almost everything contains one of them these days, and obviously that can be it's going to be an issue. But how to keep these things out of the boneyard, so that they're not seeping into the ground and that sort of thing. How to really get your money's worth. And so we'll be covering at least 100 of these operating systems. There's variants in different flavors, every con, that they suit a multitude of purposes. So if your thing is just a regular desktop computer and you want to do email and YouTube and your web browsing type stuff, that's just about anything. But there's other ones that are more for workstation use, and other ones are for gaming. And so you can pick your flavor and you can make it however you like. And so I'm gonna walk through the steps on how to go about that. So that'll be the purpose of the channel. And if you like what you see, stay tuned. It's gonna be an interesting ride.